My favorite transfer was like because all of the hype around it was Ben White to
Yeah.
Arsenal because 55 million euros is quite steep in my opinion for a
Hmm.
youngster, especially a youngster that comes from Brighton.
Yeah.
So that is an unbelievable business for Brighton.
Yes, it is.
What were your thoughts on that business?
Well, it's let's see, it's 1.5 million euros per Premier League appearance, if I'm not mistaken. No, I mean, hey, listen, Ben White is a very solid player, and I think we had started down this path previously. I'm just happy that Arsenal they're making decisions, right? And this might be the wrong decision, and it might be an expensive decision that they don't make. And frankly, they had the third best defense based on goals conceded last year. So they might, some might look at it and say they're addressing a problem that wasn't even necessarily there.
Hmm.
But what it comes down to is they're making a decision. They have a vision. They're exercising that vision. And more importantly, I think they're handing the keys internally to the cam and cam position and everything moving forward. So I do I think it's the right decision bringing in Ben White for 55 million euros? No, but nobody asked me, right? I think he's going to be a very solid player. And frankly, if you look at White and you look at Gabriel and you look at Chambers can do a job, and you bring Saliba in after he's a couple
Mm.
more years, battle tested. I think they've got the makings of a very solid defense for years and years to come.
Well, as I think Arsenal fans should be hopeful with Saliba because, in my opinion, Saliba is the best defensive prospect at Arsenal right now.
Sure.
I saw the preseason game that Conrad actually scored in
Yeah.
the beginning 5 minutes,
Oh yeah,
and
that's a good way.
Saliba he was really good. Like he looked proper with Gendozi,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be exciting. I wanted to mention too in the pod here in the transfer sections, Jules Condé.
Yes.
I was surprised when I saw Fabrizio mentioning Jules Condé going to Chelsea because come on, like Chelsea was strong enough on
Yeah.
defense. I knew that Tuchel, his desired defense is with four at the back. He doesn't want to play with five at the back too much,
Right.
and it's scary that he's getting Jules Condé because Jules Condé is just perfect for the Premier League. He's
It,
fast, strong, passing ability on point, and honestly, he's been battle tested.
yeah.
So Kurt Zuma adding to the deal, really good Chelsea,
Yeah.
really good Chelsea.
If Sevilla will take, Zuma, and I think Sevilla has been fighting that, and basically the price tag has been 70 million euros without Zuma, and I think Chelsea's probably going to pay it anyway. But this is another instance of do they actually need to be addressing this situation? And if you feel like Thiago Silva is 55 or something, then by all means, yeah, Jules Conde is your man. He can also play left back, as we've seen.
Mm.
But we also have to think about it this way, right? And I've gone full circle on this. Okay, I was a little bummed. Fikayo Tomori, Mark Gahey. I honestly believe that they had a place. They could be there. But if you're looking at it from a business perspective, they turned those two players for like 40 some million pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, and that basically gets you to, if you have Kurt Zuma as part of the deal, it gets you to the Jules Koundé deal, and or it gets you more than halfway to the full 70 million. So hey, the business is there, and if Koundé is their man, then by all means,
Very good point. That is a
yeah,
very good point. I hadn't thought about that, but honestly, I think that if Chelsea had kept Tomori,
mhm,
like Chelsea fans would have been as happy as they are with getting Conde, in my opinion.
yeah,
Because Tomori, like I saw some matches for AC Milan last season. I'm sure you did too. He
yes,
was a beast for AC Milan, and AC Milan fans expect performances this season for Tomori.
for
But
sure.
another center back
Mhm,
confirmation too. Varane has landed at Manchester United, and I'd like to say for starters here is
yeah,
that Varane isn't Varane is coming to Man United as one of the best center backs in the world. That is important to say.
mhm,
But I feel like what he's adding to the United locker room, it's not his. He is adding a lot of quality in terms of ability, Varane, but Varane is adding that winning mentality. Varane has been next to like champions for 10
Sure.
years. And just the fact that Rashford is going to be next to a Varane who has high expectations next to everyone, and Maguire, I think he'll level up with him too.
Mhm.
And honestly, I think the locker room is going to be more champion set.
Oh, yeah.
And that is exciting for Man United. Sancho add up, and we know that Bruno Fernandes wants to win the Prem. And he's always with this winning talk, and Varane, he's going to be with the winning talk too.
I think the biggest thing you got to remember here is how fast they got that over the line, right? I mean, it was like it was announced, and then what? A week later, he was in red. So you gotta kudos to the business there, getting him in still in preseason, so he can actually start that gel process with a Harry Maguire, with a Lindelof, with a Bailly, right? I mean, that's important stuff. Although we like to gloss it over by talking about statistics sometimes, just as important, like you said, is if he's going to have that locker room influence, getting him in there as soon as possible and getting him started and acclimated. So, hey, I think Tottenham fans are wishing that they had that same type of expedition or expeditious nature to the transfer for Cuti Romero. But that's hit some snags. But I know you wanted to make another comment probably about Varane, because this kid, he was a flyer back in the day, was he not? I mean, he was just a prospect plucked out of nowhere.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid watching the news of saying Mourinho was going to have the new French wonder kid at center back, and I didn't know who he was, Raphael Varane, at that time.
Yeah.
And I was really excited for Lens.
Yep.
Yeah, good times. And something that should be added too is Varane is the type of signings that you want to see at the club. And that is going to put pressure on Ollie. I just want to mention that at the end, because Ollie now has a player that has high expectations, even tactics-wise, and he's been working with the world's best. Mm-hmm. So he'll have to step up too for Varane. And it'll actually help the Pogba deal, Varane too. Yeah. So this Varane deal was overall really good for United, in my opinion. So congratulations on that. Yeah. And yeah.